Let's talk about some names you should be looking at investing for the next roster update here in MLB The Show 22. I know we just had our most recent roster update, but if you've been investing in these roster updates here in Diamond Dynasty, you know the best day to invest for the next roster update is as close as possible to the most recent roster update, finishing a lot of cards dropping down to quick sell. Those are going to start building hype over the next few weeks, and this is going to be really one of the few chances you have to get in on the majority of these guys here at quick sell value. As well, if you want early access to videos just like these, consider becoming a Stub Squad member level 2 or higher. Y'all get early access to these videos, get a chance to come in, get your orders in before the market goes crazy on some of these cars, because it's inevitable the price of some of these guys is going to go up from where I have it when I talk about it in this video. So you can see the join button down below next to the subscribe button. As long as you're on browser and not on mobile, you'll see that option there. Level 2 or higher supports me as a full-time creator. You get access to our Discord and you get early access to videos just like these. Let's go ahead. We got a lot of names to go through today that are investable. A couple guys that definitely have a strong chance of going up that aren't really investable right now. So we got a lot of investable names right here. Can't talk about everybody, of course. So be sure to comment down below who y'all think is going to get upgraded. Who are you investing big time in for the next roster update in 2 weeks? Let's see what I'm working with. I gotta be back on the Rangers grind out the gate here. First guy we're talking about is my boy Adolis Garcia. Vote for him to be in the All-Star game. Dadgum, he deserves to be an All-Star. He has been playing out of his mind recently, batting .341 so far in the month of June. And you can see 36 contacts versus left, has a ton of room to grow. Honestly, his hitting attributes are not that good all around. 67, 36, 72, 77. Those are not insane hitting attributes. His 84 is very held up by his elite defensive metrics, but he's been hitting the ball much better. Again, .341 in the month of June. 235 so far in the month of June versus lefties, which you see that and you're like, 235, that's not that good. But that is good when you have 36 contact versus lefties. Lots of room to grow there. Definitely deserves some more offensive upgrades as well. He continues to put together another 2-week stretch where he's hitting the ball very well and he's hot. A diamond is definitely possible because he's only going to need just a little bit. You can see literally how close he is. My man is in 84.8 right now. A +1 contact right and a +1 power right gives him to an 85. You can't find someone that is closer to being diamond right now than Adolis Garcia in terms of just being so close to that 85 threshold. Lots of room to grow offensively. 2 good weeks there. He's going to be looking pretty. Sitting at 1820 on the sell now right now. It is a little bit more expensive, but lots of opportunities to come in here and buy at 1820. He's looking pretty good odds to go diamond here if he can continue to keep it up. And as well, the hype train is going to roll him much past that 1820 mark. He could be one of our guys that's sitting at 3,000 stubs here as we near and get close to that next roster update. Next guy I got here on my radar, another guy very, very close to that diamond tier. It's Max Fried. He got up to an 84 in this most recent roster update. We can see that 57 Ks per 9. That is his path to going diamond. That is where he has room to grow. Continue to limit those hits over the next 2 weeks and start striking out guys a little bit more. And when you look at his last 3 starts, he has a 10.61 Ks per 9. So he's been striking out guys at a much higher clip over his last several starts. If he can continue to do that, the strikeout stuff is always there. He just hadn't necessarily been getting the strikeouts as much this year. He's starting to get them now. Strikeout stuff entirely there for a guy like Fried, becoming one of the better pitchers in the National League. Definitely due for a diamond at some point in time. 1730 on the sell now. So a decent chunk again above that quick sell value, but another guy where that hype is going to carry him quite some ways at minimum. And he's certainly not expected to go down in price between now and the next roster update with how he's been playing. Next up, we're back here with Will Smith. He's been flirting with diamond all year long. He's been in 83 and he's gotten 84. Then he's gotten back to 83 and now he's back to 84 again here. Will Smith, you can see he needs that contact versus right upgrade. So we're going to keep our eye on how he does versus right-handed pitching over these next couple weeks. And if you can get that boost to contact versus right, he definitely has the potential to go diamond. He's been playing really well all year, been a little hot and cold, but he's in the middle of a hot stretch right now. And if he can continue that over the next 2 weeks, it's definitely very possible to get that bump versus contact right. Maybe even show off some power as well and get a little bit of bump there. He's got decent enough defense to get him up to that diamond. And 1576, just 76 stubs above quick sell value right now. So a very, very solid value play right here in Will Smith, not having to risk a whole lot. He's a couple strong weeks away from either building up the hype of going diamond or even possibly going diamond himself. Moving on now to Andreas Jimenez, a guy that y'all know we were in quite a bit on in the last update. Unfortunately, he just stayed there at 83, but again, I got all mine at 1,200 subs a piece, so I wasn't risking anything when he didn't go up. I was able to hold on to those still, and he's come out the gate pretty strong in this update period. He had a double on Thursday, I believe, and then last night, Friday, went 3 for 4 with a home run. We need him to show that power in this update period. Power right, power left, definitely the biggest room he has to grow, but he could definitely still grow contact wise as well. There is room to grow there on his card. He has the very high defense holding him up at an 83 right now at second base for Jimenez. If he can continue to hit the ball well, show off a little bit more power, which he's off to a hot start already in this update, definitely a +2 to diamond is a possibility. 1269 on the sell now. So again, a guy who's just ever so slightly above that quick sell value right here makes him a really, really good investment opportunity and play here where you're not really risking a whole lot of stubs. He's not going to go down in overall, and if he ends up just going hitless over the next few weeks, you can always quick sell them back, make your stubs back there on that front. So Jimenez, 1269, maybe one of my better plays right now, one of my more favorite plays. Not really sure why there's not more hype on a guy like Andreas. I don't know if it's because he's playing in Cleveland. I don't know if it's in the AL Central. People just aren't paying attention to him. I'm not sure, but he's been an insane player this year and definitely has the makeup of a guy who can 100% go diamond. Next guy we're looking at, Kevin Gausman, just got downgraded to gold from diamond. Started the year as gold, went diamond, back down. We saw Rodon do the same thing in the previous update and then go right back up to diamond. Gausman, he's had some really rough starts of recently, most notably. He went 2 1/3 innings, giving up 7 runs the other week. But when you dive a little bit deeper into some of the numbers behind that, he's gotten incredibly unlucky. In that game where he gave up 7 runs in 2 1/3 innings, he had a 583 batting average on balls in play. That means when the opponents put the ball in play, they hit 583, which is absurd. About a league average is somewhere around 300, probably even a little bit less than that. He has been incredibly unlucky. In that game where he gave up 7 runs in 2 1/3 innings, he had a fielding independent pitching, a FIP less than 2, meaning his expected ERA based off how he was pitching and the results he was getting was less than 2. His ERA right now is a full run and a half more than his FIP and XFIP so far this year. So he's a guy who's been getting unlucky, and if that luck turns around and he starts performing statistically a little bit more in line with what would be expected based off how he's pitching right now, we could see Kevin Gausman instantly return to that elite form and go back to being a diamond here in MLB The Show 22. He's obviously proven he can be an elite pitcher. He's proven he can be a diamond in this game. Best of all, right now, he is firmly at quick sell. People are kind of looking into how his last couple of starts have gone. They've been bad, but that luck turns back around and Gausman shoots right back up in price and value. Had a couple nice matchups for him over these next couple weeks as well. I believe his next start against the Red Sox, where if y'all remember early on in the season, that's kind of what cemented him as becoming a diamond the first go around. So maybe Kevin Gausman can turn it back around at quick sell value, 1,204 stubs. There is 0 risk involved. You're not risking anything at the end of the day. If he ends up going out and blowing up again, you quick sell him back, get your stubs back, no harm, no foul. Next guy we're talking about, it is a New York Yankee reliever, but it's not Clay Holmes. I'm talking about Michael King. I think he's been a little overshadowed by Clay Holmes so far this year, but he has been filthy. Michael King has been insane for the Yankees this year. Maybe a bit of a hot take. In my opinion, he may be the best reliever on that team. He's got the stuff. We can see on his card right here, got to limit the walks, continue striking out people. And honestly, an 86 hits per 9 for a reliever is very, very low. There is lots of room to grow there. Honestly, on every aspect of Michael King's card, tons of room to move up and grow. Best of all, we look at the month of June, 9 1/3 innings pitched so far. Only 1 hit allowed in those 9 1/3 innings, just 4 walks to go along with that, and 14 strikeouts. He has been nothing short of essentially perfect so far for King here in the month of June. Definitely deserving of some solid upgrades. Chilling right at quick sell value, 903 stubs there. quick sell value all day long right now. Super insane value. Really loving Michael King at 82 and 900 subs. Got the potential to possibly be pushing his way up to a diamond pitcher with how he's been this year. Continuing on here, we got a lot of names today. It's a beefy one. Y'all know how we do. I gotta get y'all with all the juicy names I'm looking at. Xander Bogaerts here. He needs that power upgrade. That's going to be the key for him to be able to start moving towards that diamond tier. He's been a diamond player before. We know he has that capability. The contact is there. It could also be one of the situations where he just keeps playing so insane. He's got to get that upgrade at some point. Hitting 371 in the month of June. He's been even better in the last 2 weeks. I think he's hitting over 425, somewhere around that range in the last 2 weeks. We do need to see that power though. Power right, power left, but he's a guy where he gets a power streak all of a sudden over a 2-week period, and a +3 is not out of the question at all for Bogaerts. Been playing insane this year. That defense is going to hold him back quite a bit for now, but offensively, there's some room to grow with that power if he can show that all for the next 2 weeks. At quick sell value right now, 907 on the sell now. Very strong value play in Xander. Not having to risk a whole lot. He doesn't show off that power. That's okay. We can either hold on to him for a couple more weeks, see what he does, or we can offload him, possibly selling off of some of the hype if he continues to bat over 400. Next guy we got here, Robbie Ray. He's had a really rough start to the season in Seattle. A tough adjustment for him so far. He's been turning it around recently. His last handful of starts have been very strong. The dominant starts for Robbie Ray, the AL Cy Young winner of 2021. We know he can be a good pitcher. He's starting to show that off again a little bit. Over his last 3 starts, he's pitched 20 innings, just giving up 10 hits, 4 walks during that time, and 20 strikeouts. We look at his card, lots of room to grow. Ks per 9, walks per 9, and even hits per 9 for that matter. But 4 walks over 20 innings is huge. Just 10 hits over 20 innings is nice. And 20 strikeouts over 20 innings, there's nothing wrong with that at all. If Robbie Ray can put together another 2 to 3 starts at that same level with how he's been pitching recently, definitely a guy who could start to creep up into that 82, 83 overall range and start to make his way back up into being that diamond caliber pitcher that he started the year as. Chilling just ever so slightly above quick sell here. 614 on the sell now, 600 stub. Quick sell there for a guy like Robbie Ray. So chilling ever so slightly above that, but not too much there. Not really much risk at all on Robbie Ray at the time of recording. I had to throw in another Ranger into this video. It's Marcus Semien. He has been heating up. Obviously, we all know the absolutely putrid start Marcus Semien had to the 2022 season. Well, he has turned it around in a massive way. After starting as a diamond and dropping all the way down to an 80 overall, back up to an 81 overall after the most recent roster update. And we can see offensively, he has a ton of room to grow in his contact and power on both sides of the plate. He's batting 299 in the month of June, which isn't insane, 299, but 299 is very good when you have 46 and 50 contact right and left. Showing off some more power to go along with that as well. He's heating up all around. If he can continue to heat up, continue to bat close to around that 300 mark, show off the power as well, he's going to continue to regain some of those offensive attributes he lost out the gate so far this season. He'll start creeping back up in overall. Best of all, right at that quick sell value of 600 stubs. So 0 risk investment right here for Marcus Semien. Like him a lot. I like how he's playing. I get to see him all the time watching my Rangers games. He's been heating up. That's been great to see. If you can continue that, chances are you could get a solid return on your investment here with Semien. Next guy we're looking at here, it is Jose Abreu, first baseman for the White Sox. He has been heating up as well. We can see he already has really strong attributes versus lefties, 85, 86. Gonna be tough to find much room to grow there in his contact and power versus left-handed pitching. So we got to look at what is he doing versus righties. So far versus righties in the month of June, he's batting over 300. Definitely deserving of some solid contact there. He's showing off some power versus righties as well. Deserving of some solid bumps there to his contact and power versus right. Honestly, could even see a little bit higher of a bump in his contact and power versus left as well. Best thing for a first baseman, that 67 fielding doesn't really matter. It's not necessarily holding him back. Fielding has very little to do with a first baseman's overall in this game. Very minimally weighted on his card and his overall. So we got to keep a close eye on how does he do versus righties. If he continues to hit righties over the next couple weeks, definitely deserving of getting some upgrades there. 402 on the sell now, right at quick sell value. Another risk-free investment that we're looking at here in Jose Abreu. Now, lots of golds we've talked about so far, but I do want to mention just 2 silvers real quick. I'm not going to lie, not a ton of value I'm seeing in silvers right now. There definitely are some plays out there 100%, but for me, the biggest value has been in the golds right now. They're a little bit more predictable, and in my opinion, they're a little bit of a safer play, as we're guaranteed to get some hype sells on those possible. But Ahmed Rosario for the Cleveland Guardians has been playing really, really well. 356 average so far in the month of June. We can see that he already has really good contact ratings, but he's starting to show off a little bit of power recently. If you can continue to show off that power, continue to bat 350 or even higher than 350, definitely a guy who can sneak up into that gold tier. Finally, we're looking at Bryan Reynolds here. Star for the Pirates. We know he's been a really good player in the past before. He's batting 341 so far here in the month of June with a 244 isolated power. So that power stroke is coming back for Bryan Reynolds. The batting average is creeping back up as well. He's definitely a guy who can get some pretty substantial upgrades offensively on his card. There's no reason he can't be a mid-tier gold type of player, and even a guy who possibly pushes the envelope for potentially becoming a diamond player at some point in time. If he shows off power, continues to hit 340 for his average, he definitely has that potential. 78 right now, super undervalued. 247 on the sell now. It is above quick sell, but still way under that 80 overall quick sell value. So I like Bryan Reynolds. He is on a heater right now. If he can keep that up and continue that, definitely has the potential to get some substantial upgrades. So there you have it. That is 12 names that I am looking at. Of course, as always, I didn't mention everybody. We'd have an hour-long video if that happened. Y'all let me know who y'all think are getting upgraded in the next roster update down below. Who are you putting all of your stubs into? Who are you all in on? Who am I overlooking? Hit me up. I love chatting with y'all down in the comment section below. And as always, y'all enjoyed this video, definitely be sure to leave a like and subscribe. Until next time, I'll catch y'all around.